Hey guys, what is up? It is the Fast Break Report here, bringing you guys another vlog. So today, thought I would make one of these videos. It's the first time I'm ever doing this. It's a little rough. It's probably going to be a longer video, but I wanted to talk about the Western Conference standings and where I have each team this year. For the West, what teams I think will be in the playoffs, what teams I think will make the play-in, and so on and so forth, and I will give reasoning for each one. So I apologize if this video breaks into like the 15-minute mark, mostly because there's just a lot of teams here and a lot of things that, you know, I kind of want to go over. I don't know, it could be shorter, but anyway, let's quit fucking around and go ahead and get into this. So, number one, Western Conference standings, we're going to go from best to worst. Number one, I got the Denver Nuggets, man. I know that, you know, a lot of people are picking Phoenix still. I feel like, I don't know why, I just don't trust it. I feel like the chemistry in Denver is going to be a lot better than the chemistry in Phoenix. Anytime you have a really awkward locker room, if you've ever been on a team like that where it's like, you know, something's going on, you know what I'm saying? Like, somebody really doesn't want to be there. The negativity gets under everybody's skin. I have an odd feeling this year is going to be the year where the Chris Paul, Monty Williams versus DeAndre Ayton thing is finally going to blow up, or something's going to happen. I just feel like something's going to happen, you know? I have a feeling somebody's going to, you know, get under DeAndre Ayton's skin, probably Monty Williams, probably Chris Paul, somebody, and I feel like this is going to go sour eventually at some point this year, so that's why I got the Denver Nuggets at number one. They get MPJ back. They get Jamal Murray back. Nikola Jokic is probably not going to win the MVP award, even though he will be in the conversation. I just don't see the NBA giving it to him 3 years in a row. And we're going to see, you know, him dishing the ball, making everybody better, still being Nikola Jokic. I got Denver at number one. I think they're going to be very, very good this year. They also have a pretty decent amount of depth. Number two, I got the Golden State Warriors, man. Listen, man, the Warriors not only have, you know, Steph, Clay, Andrew Wiggins. They did lose Juan Toscano-Anderson, but they now have James Wiseman. They have Jonathan Kuminga. They have Moses Moody. They have Jordan Poole. They lost Gary Payton II. But I still like this team, man. I'm not counting them out. They still got Draymond Green. I mean, this is a team that is still very capable of winning a shit ton of games. I think a lot of people forget, too. Like, Steph Curry had kind of a rocky start last year, too, because I had Steph Curry on my fantasy team last year, and he did not shoot the ball well to start the season. And I just don't see that happening again. You know, there was a new basketball last year. I think a lot of people forget that like they switched from, a Spalding ball to a Wilson ball. And even Damian Lillard started off last year shooting like shit. A lot of players did. And I just feel like now that players have had an opportunity to get used to the new ball, I just don't see it happening again. You know, I don't see shit like that just happening 2 years in a row. So, yeah, I got the Warriors at number two. Number three, I got the Phoenix Suns. Listen, even though with the DeAndre Ayton thing going on and the Chris Paul thing and the Monty Williams and whatever, the awkwardness is just going on over there. Now Jay Crowder doesn't even want to be there. They're still a good enough team to win like 54, 55 games. You know, I still, they're capable of 50 wins, 50 plus wins. So I have Phoenix at number three. I don't know what the situation of DeAndre Ayton is going to be. I think we all understand at this point he doesn't want to be there, but they still have Mikal Bridges, Devin Booker, Chris Paul, DeAndre Ayton, Cam Johnson's getting better every year. I think this year he's really going to come into his own. I think he's going to be a great fantasy pickup as well. It's just, Phoenix has the depth. They have the roster. I could see them finishing third. You know, I just don't think they're going to finish first again. I just don't, especially with how many teams are healthy this year in the West and so on and so forth. I just see that dropping. At number four, I have the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is going to be a great regular season team. I do not trust them for a single second to be a championship contender. If they are, cool. You know what I'm saying? It just, I feel like against teams that, like the Warriors, that play small ball and can do it very well, having Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns in your front court is going to cost you. Not to mention that, actually, to be honest, I think they got Kyle Anderson. So who knows? I think they got Kyle Anderson from the Grizzlies, if I'm correct. But I just don't trust Minnesota's starting five to be able to handle small ball lineups. They did get rid of Jared Vanderbilt, so that affects it as well, too. They traded him, but I don't know. It's something about Minnesota, man. I just feel like also they have a lot of mouths to feed on that offense. They're going to be asking D'Angelo Russell to be an actual point guard, not just a scoring guard. I think Anthony Edwards takes another step forward this year on offense and defense as well. It's just Minnesota at number 4. I like it. Number 5, the New Orleans Pelicans. Now, I kind of can't believe I have them ranked this high, but they're getting Zion back, and they have CJ McCollum, and they have Brandon Ingram, and they have Jonas Valanciunas, and the point guard, I don't know who's going to be running point for them, but they did get Dyson Daniels in the draft, who is very good. They have a little bit of depth, too, as well. They got Jackson Hayes coming off the bench. I mean, I think they still have Devontae Graham, who I'm not really high on, but, it's something. So I don't know, man. Pelicans, I just think they're going to have a good enough regular season to finish in the 5 through 8 range. So I have them at 5th. Number 6 is the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, I'm going to say this. I just completely forgot that they also got John Wall. Maybe I should, I probably, now that I realize that, I'd probably flip the Clippers and the Pelicans for 5 and 6. But either way, at 6, I got the Los Angeles Clippers because Kawhi's been off for a year, man, and PG is very good. They did obviously just acquire John Wall in free agency. I don't know what this is going to look like, but they're an experienced team. They've been here before. Expect them to be through that 5 through 8 range. They're obviously making the playoffs. I'm just going to say that. I think they're definitely making the playoffs now that Kawhi's back. And I've also noticed that this team seems to be prioritizing the playoffs more than the regular season. They've done this the past couple of years where it's like they'll rest PG or Kawhi Leonard or whatever on back-to-backs. Their main goal this year is just going to be to keep PG and Kawhi Leonard and even John Wall healthy. And so if they can do that, that's another reason I put them at 6 as well, is because it's like health really is pending here. If Kawhi gets injured, like I'm not saying it finishes them, but it's a very, very big blow to the Clippers, and we all know how Paul George plays in the playoffs. Okay, like they call him Pandemic P for a reason. So, you know what? I got the Clippers at 6. I like I said, they could be the 5. You could even swap the 2 and 3 in this list with the Suns and Warriors, but I just think the Clippers are going to be in that 5 through 6 range, and I have them at 6. Number 7 is the Dallas Mavericks. Now, the main reason I have the Dallas Mavericks at 7 is because obviously Luka Doncic is a monster, but they did lose Jalen Brunson. They did keep Spencer Dinwiddie, but they acquired Christian Wood. And I think Christian Wood is going to fit in this rotation phenomenally, if I could fucking talk. Obviously, there's been that weird thing, the subliminal tweets from Christian Wood about coming off the bench and stuff like that. And it was, I think, more directed at the fans than it was the team. But I have Dallas at 7 just because, like I said, it's Luka Doncic, it's Christian Wood. They have Spencer Dinwiddie. They're still going to be a defensive powerhouse. They're making the playoffs. I'm just calling it what it is. I even have like the Mavericks. Like, I have Luka Doncic winning the MVP award this year, okay? Like, if you have an MVP player on your team, chances are you're not going to miss the playoffs, okay? So, yeah, I got the Dallas Mavericks at number 7. At number 8, this one's going to come as a shock to you guys, but the Memphis Grizzlies. And I saw that AM Hoops had the Memphis Grizzlies at number 9, and I understand why, and my reasons for putting them at 8 is not the same as him for putting them at 9. I mean, it kind of is, but mine's with a little twist as to why I have them higher. First of all, I will say this, okay? Jaren Jackson Jr. being out until January of next year is going to hurt the team. Don't get me wrong. But I don't think it's going to hurt the team as much as, Casey may think it is. I think a lot of people forget that the Grizzlies started off last season without Jaren Jackson Jr., and still played incredibly well because of Ja Morant. The West is still a conference where one really, really good player can get you a playoff spot. A really good player with some decent support can get you in the playoffs in the West. And the Dallas Mavericks and Memphis Grizzlies both have an MVP caliber player on their team. You know, I say this all the time. Last year, Ja Morant should have been ahead of DeMar DeRozan in MVP voting. I will die on that fucking hill. I do not care. Ja Morant is an MVP level type player, as well as Luka Doncic. But I just think Luka Doncic is going to have more support this year. Brandon Clark, I think, is going to start for the Grizzlies at power forward. He's a very solid player, a great rebounder. Obviously, he's not the shooter or the blocking threat that Jaren Jackson Jr. is, but Brandon Clark, very solid player. Desmond Bane's going to be terrific. You know, they have Steven Adams still. They have Ja Morant. They still have Dylan Brooks. I think this team is still going to be a playoff team. I think they're going to be better than everybody I've ranked below them too. So, yeah, Memphis Grizzlies at the 8th seed, and I have no problem with that. Also, the reason I have Memphis at 8 is because last year they were kind of a victim of circumstance, and what I mean by that is the Memphis Grizzlies, you know, the Clippers didn't have Kawhi, the Pelicans didn't have Zion, you had the Nuggets who didn't have Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr., so it's only logical that a team is going to fall in the standings, and I think it's going to be the Memphis Grizzlies, and even Dallas is going to fall a couple spots, so yeah, that's why I have them there. At number 9, making the play-in, we have the Los Angeles Lakers. Listen, man, I don't want to bet against LeBron James, okay? But the thing is, LeBron is to a point in his career now where if he plays like 55, 60 games for you, you are pretty lucky. I mean, like, he's getting up there in age, still a very good player, but you know, there's a strong chance LeBron only plays 50 games for the Lakers this year. And I get it. He's been working on his health in the offseason, but Father Time is undefeated, man. And not only that, but the Lakers' wing play is horrendous. You know, I understand they picked up Patrick Beverley. Great pickup. I love the Patrick Beverley pickup. I even like the Dennis Schroeder pickup. Like, their point guard play is solidified now. They can trade Russell Westbrook. Obviously, I think the standings change a little bit if they do end up trading Russell Westbrook for Miles Turner and Buddy Hield. That has yet to be seen. And even that trade is like up in the air. I have a feeling that trade's gonna happen before the trade deadline. I just feel like the Lakers are gonna start off like shit, and their Genie Bus and Rob Pelinka are just gonna say, fuck it, let's trade them and give them the 2 first-round picks and give us Buddy and Miles. Because not only that, but the Lakers don't have any three-point shooting. I mean, yeah, they have Patrick Beverley, but you know, that's it. You know, and even Patrick Beverley shot 34% from 3 last year. And if you're going to be a LeBron James, Anthony Davis type team, you have to have shooters. And the Lakers really don't have any. I mean, they tried to get Bojan Bogdanovic. They tried to get Buddy Hield. It's not working. Okay? And, you know, maybe they get Buddy Hield. Maybe they get Miles Turner for Westbrook. That changes things a little bit for them. That would actually, I think, make them a bona fide playoff team. I don't know who exactly I would knock out at the moment for them, but the Lakers' defense is very skeptical, and the idea that they don't have any shooters around LeBron kind of terrifies me as well. So, yeah, Lakers at 9. At number 10, I have the Sacramento Kings. And a lot of people might be asking why I don't have the Portland Trailblazers here. And it's because I honestly feel like the tandem of De'Aaron Fox and I'm just going to keep it a buck. I like the Sacramento Kings roster way better than I like Portland's. I just do. They got Keegan Murray in the draft, who looks like he's going to be an immediate contributor. They still have Harrison Barnes. They have De'Aaron Fox. They have Domantas Sabonis. They got Kevin Huerter. They have Malik Monk. I mean, like, they are fucking loaded when it comes to shooting. I mean, like, they're the De'Aaron Fox screen and rolls with Sabonis, kick out to Keegan Murray, kick out, if I could talk, kick out to Keegan Murray, kick out to Harrison Barnes, kick out to Kevin Huerter, kick out to Malik Monk. You have shooters all over that team. This is going to be the De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis screen and roll shoot 3-point show. Okay, that's what's going to happen. Granted, their defense is probably not going to be that great. We still have yet to see what that's going to be because of their new head coach, but it's just the idea. Sacramento Kings at number 10. I like it. I would even argue Sacramento, based on their roster, might even be able to edge the Lakers at 9. And you know, that's a little extensive because you're like, it's LeBron, it's Anthony Davis. But like I said, that depends on if they actually play 50 games for you. So if LeBron and AD play more than 50 games, yeah, they'll be the 9th seed. But if they don't, Sacramento's probably going to be the 9th seed. So, and they'll flip-flop. And at 11th, I have the Portland Trailblazers. They're my last team on the list. Listen, man. Damian Lillard is one guy, okay? Damian Lillard is not an MVP caliber player. He's not. I'm sorry to Blazers fans, but he's not that. He can still be that Damian Lillard, but he's not doing what Luka Doncic is doing. He's not winning games by himself, okay? I just feel like Damian Lillard's getting to that point where he's not that guy anymore. You know, like he's getting to I guess he's in his prime now, but Ja Morant is the guy that can go out and lead you to a win. You know, Luka Doncic is a guy who can go out and lead you to a win if you absolutely need to win a game. Damian Lillard just doesn't strike me like the way that they do. You know what I'm saying? It's just the explosiveness, the will to win. It's just their defense is horrendous. I mean, that's the one thing that the Grizzlies and the Mavericks have going for them. They're decent defensive teams, but the Blazers are horrendous on defense, and they just brought back Josef Nurkic. They're hoping he can stay healthy. I mean, Nasir Little, great defender, but like they have. I just look at their team. It's like, yeah, they brought in Gary Payton II. He's great. Josh Hart is good. You know what I'm saying? They're getting better defensively with, you know, bringing in Gary Payton II. But they drafted a guy out of Kentucky who hasn't played a single game, and we still have yet to even see what he's going to be. I think he has more bust than boom potential, but it's just the idea, you know, Anthony Simons is a scorer. He's not much of a defender. Damian Lillard, scorer, not much of a defender. Damian Lillard's not even really much of a playmaker. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I look at this roster and I'm just like, their ceiling is the play-in. Okay? Like, their ceiling is the play-in. And, you know, I'm going to have Blazers fans that are pissed at me because I don't like Shaedon Sharpe and I'm shitting on their team, but that's fine. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I got to be realistic about it. I'm sorry, I do. I think Ja Morant and Luka Doncic are both better than Damian Lillard, and Damian Lillard is a great player, but the West is so stacked that it's like, if you're expecting Damian Lillard at this point to will you to the playoffs, you have something wrong with you because he's going to need help. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference between them. And not for nothing, but even Ja Morant and Luka Doncic have better help than Damian Lillard does. You know? So, I don't know, man. You know what? That's my review on the standings. That's what I think for the West. Tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section below. A like helps me out. Subscribe if you guys want to see more on the Fast Break Report. And out of this motherfucker. Peace, guys.